is the first segment of the show. We're going to be talking about a lot of sad news because there has been a lot of death going around, so bear with us. We start with Brian Chira, who passed on, I think, on the 16th of this month. Yes, March the 16th, around Karuri area, where he'd gone to a club and then he decided to leave the club, got on a bike, and unfortunately he succumbed a hit and run. Up until now, the investigation is still being conducted, but his funeral is scheduled for the 26th of March this year. Very interesting, unusual request by the grandmother to bury him in a graduation gown, because according to her, she says that he was a very smart young man, and so she feels like it's important for him to be buried in this particular outfit. And apparently he was an A student at Nkobo Boys, in case you didn't know. Also apparently attended university and still hadn't cleared, but he was at Kabarak University for his higher education. Now, the interesting thing is, after Brian Chira's passing, a lot of people started playing that song One Call by Otile Brown, and it's been claimed that it was one of his favorite songs, evidently from the number of times that he featured it on his many various TikToks. And so a lot of people were like requesting that people play that song. In fact, they've asked people to cram the lyrics of the song if it is possible for them to actually sing it during the funeral procession. Otile Brown heard this, and he's actually not just given him a shout out once, but he's given the late Brian Chira a shout out twice. When one, he says his song has been buzzing. The numbers have been crazy on YouTube because a lot of the fans of Brian Chira actually have been playing the song on repeat for quite a while. And so he is giving a lot of thanks to Brian Chira for this in his passing. And additionally, he says that he would be willing to actually perform, not just this song, but perform at the funeral of Brian Chira, which will be held in Githunguri, where his grandmother resides. It is actually a very sad story that we are learning so much about Brian Chira now, considering a lot of us only knew the mess. Apparently, he was a very generous person, so much so that the kids of Madare Studio, Madare Kids Talent Hub, actually did a whole dance routine in happiness or in celebration of Brian Chira. And apparently he was supporting not one but two students, paying for their school fees at the Madare Kids Talent Hub. So yeah, a lot of interesting news about Brian Chira in his passing. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And I feel like when someone passes on, it's time for us to stop speaking smack about them. So if you're out there talking smack about this person, you are probably going to need to change your script. It's just respect, okay? Rest in peace, Brian Chira. Condolences to your friends, family, and fans.